Hey there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Melbourne 22.
Nothing's ever what we expect, but they keep asking where we're going next.
I'm your host Lisa Williams, and what a show we've got planned for you today. Now let me tell you, if you've never heard of bubble soccer before, in 30 minutes you'll be hooked and it'll be on your to-do list. I guarantee you it's already made it to mine. Now I've got a bit of a confession to make. I do feel a little bit naked in studio today, not for lack of clothing, but because my amazing co-host Simon Taylor is away in the US. Now we will be touching base with him via Skype within the next 4 weeks, but until then, it's just you and I, and we are going to have some fun. Now we're getting a little bit jazzy in studio soon, so grab a glass of red and kick back. But right now, we're checking out what you guys on the street love about our beautiful city. James, what is it that you love about Melbourne?
Well, I love about Melbourne is just sport probably first.
Food, the fashion, and nightlife.
I like to go to gigs. There's always live music going on everywhere you go, especially in Fitzroy.
Yeah, that's true.
Melbourne Spring Fashion Week. I've just been working on that. That's fun. There's always cool things going on.
I think cafes, restaurants, if you like a food fan,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of restaurants, good restaurants, cafes you can go to enjoy food.
The weather.
Yes, gorgeous day today.
Yeah, one day it's great, next day it can be pretty ordinary. Yeah, so I enjoy that.
Jazz is the best genre because my dad listens to it and he's got like 4,000 CDs, so it must be pretty good. Jazz in Melbourne, yeah.
Let me tell you a story about jazz.
Jazz is a great art form. It's, of course, originally an African-American art form.
It's the freedom of musical expression.
Something that I've learned to really appreciate as I get older.
It's a love form. That's how I see jazz. It's something that expresses deep emotion.
For me, it means a lot of things. Not only is it great music, great entertainment, but it also speaks to my heart, takes me to another place, and I feel great about it.
Today, jazz means a lot of things. It's a mix of rhythm and blues, gospel, funk, swing, a lot of different music together, Latin and boogaloo. Then you let your imagination and you know, it's coming.
The Naked City. And the Naked City's theme song was this song. Ba ba boo boo da, dee doo da, da da dee doo da. You know what I mean? So it had its jazz. And I was saying jazz and how I love jazz and jazz this, jazz that. And I think I kind of got on his nerves saying jazz a lot. And he said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he said, there's no music called jazz. I said, what do you mean there's no jazz? Isn't that strange? He said, there's no music called jazz. And we were on the road at the time. I was playing with Jimmy Smith. He said, jazz was just a phrase, like in a nightclub, when you're in a club and you see a girl and you like her and you want to talk to her and you're talking to her and you ask, about intimacy. It was like, hey baby, let's do a little jazz tonight. It wasn't a musical term. It had nothing to do with music.
I began to realize how jazz is constructed. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't listen to or don't know when they hear jazz, is that there's a methodology to jazz. You know, it's improvisation. What you're listening to is happening right there at the moment on stage. And so anything can happen. It's like a high wire act. You never know what's going to happen. You could catch a moment of magic. Jazz rewards the serious listener or attentive listener. When you understand that, you understand that you're listening to something happening, just like painting a picture. It's happening right in front of you. And that's what's so cool.
It's like a painting with, it's like Picasso. If you go to see Picasso before going to see the classics, you would not understand. So it's education. You start with the blues, and then
hard to describe jazz because it encompasses everything. It is a cradle, something that nurtures your development, that makes you feel wonderful and warm, and it's a beautiful art form.
When the musicians all get in sync, when the groove is really happening, and they can all feel it, and the audience can feel it, there's an energy that comes off that stage that just grabs you. And that's one of the things that's exciting about hearing live jazz.
The jazz scene in Melbourne is growing and becoming stronger every day. You should definitely come along and try it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Let me tell you a story about jazz. It's another story.
That is a jazz story.
Welcome back, everyone, and as you can see, I have two special guests in studio with me today, Lewis and Ian. We are talking all things ridiculous sport. We're talking wild, we're talking rough, we're talking may include food. What sports have you come across that include all of these bits and pieces?
Well, I haven't come across any in Melbourne, but I know in the UK they have something called cheese rolling. And
Right.
what that is there's like hundreds of people there, and they get this wheel of cheese and they throw it off like sort of a hillside, and all these hundreds of people just run after this one wheel of cheese. They're like tipping and tumbling over everything. They're going crazy.
Prize? Is the prize the roll of cheese?
Yeah, the roll of cheese.
Gosh. That's cool. Hilarious.
All that for cheese.
So they win a roll of cheese, maybe a camembert that's collected grass and whatnot, all the way to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, some mud
right?
through it as well.
Oh my goodness. Lewis?
One that I know of is Quidditch in Melbourne, really.
Ah, yes.
So it's a bunch of guys on broomsticks, I guess, or mops. You can go on mops, and unfortunately, I don't think they can fly like in the real Harry Potter.
Inspired by Harry Potter,
Yeah. Quidditch on the floor, I guess, maybe in grass and indoors.
Beautiful.
Probably still fun.
Now, you've come across another sport that you've gone out and filmed.
Yep.
Tell us about bubble soccer.
Bubble soccer. So basically, it's action indoor sports in Bandura. You're in an inflated ball or bubble, like a Zor ball.
Oh, yeah.
And you run around, you're basically playing soccer, but in this bubble, and you can knock people out. It's so much fun.
So the aim of the game is to get the ball through the net.
Yep.
But if you don't get the ball through the net, the aim is to knock somebody out.
Yep.
Maybe not out, but over.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Awesome. And you've actually played the game?
Yes.
How'd you find it?
It was fun. It was really fun, really energetic.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was hard when you're getting knocked over all the time. But
even by your teammates, you just get knocked out and bowled over.
Bit of sweaty work then?
Oh, definitely.
It's very heavy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What do they do? Do they sort of strap you in with little shoulder pads or something like that?
Yeah, you have not a full harness, but there's straps and then just two bars to hold the bubble up with and running around.
Away you go.
Yeah.
You look like a see-through lollipop.
Yeah.
Something like that.
A big one.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to check out some street talk first, but when we come back, bubble soccer. Don't want to miss it. Henry, you're new to Melbourne. What is it that brought you here?
Quality of life,
Yeah.
and the ease of Melbourne, and the culture, the arts, my friends, my family.
You do know that we are the world's most livable city, don't you?
And that was also a factor, yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I was born in Adelaide,
Okay.
but I've been living overseas the last 14 years or so.
London?
A bit of time in London,
Yes.
a bit of time in Canada, the US, Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina.
And how does Melbourne rate?
I honestly, I really love Melbourne. Yeah, I've always enjoyed visiting here when I was a kid, and it's so easy. It's a big city, but it's so easy and civilized.
What are you doing on this lovely spring day?
I've just been walking around doing some vintage shopping. That's another thing I like about Melbourne. Yeah, lots of retro vintage places.
Whereabouts are the best retro vintage places that we ladies can go shopping?
There's Retro Star just over there in De Grave Street. Again in Fitzroy on Smith Street, there's heaps of places. Yeah.
Do you know what bubble soccer is?
I have no idea.
Okay, so picture a pair of legs sticking out the bottom of a giant Zorb ball.
Okay.
Do you know what a Zorb ball is?
No idea.
Oh my goodness. It's like a giant bubble that people stand inside.
Yeah.
And you can roll down a hill in one.
Oh, right, sure.
That sort of thing. So people stand inside these giant Zorb balls and play a game of soccer.
Okay.
That's what we're going to see next on the show.
All right.
Do you want to throw to it for us? So next up?
Next up, bubble soccer. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
All right, guys, on a nice, clean, fair game. Ready?
Definitely give it a go. Make sure you warm up beforehand though, because it's pretty intense.
This is the first time playing bubble soccer. It was a really enjoyable experience. Definitely will do it again. Really fun.
Definitely do it. It's a lot of fun and it's worth it. Trust me.
Favourite part was banging into everybody, especially your own teammates. Really good. Hardest part, sticking with it. You need a lot of endurance. So yeah, it was good.
Well, it pretty much sells itself. Do it.
My favourite part of bubble soccer was basically the first smash that you do when the umpire calls his whistle. The bubbles are so soft, you know you're not going to get hurt. It's a really safe environment that they've set up here. So I really feel like you can just go with your full power and endurance.
Bubble soccer is like ordinary soccer, but you're just in a bubble for this one. So bubble soccer is aimed for all ages. Currently now just a new sport that's coming into Melbourne. Loads of fun. I guess the idea is to bash into your friends and have a ball doing so. When one person gets clobbered by not just one ball but two balls at the same time and you just see them go mid-air, it's just hilarious. So it is a safe sport. You are tacked in to that bubble really securely with your back straps and your handles in. There's not much to say, I guess, about in terms of safety because it is a really safe sport. You don't get hurt because you're tacked into that bubble. It is safe for all ages and I definitely recommend it to everyone.
Oh my gosh, guys, it looks like so much fun. But what do you do when somebody tips you over the other way and your legs are in the air?
That happened to me once I went in the bubble from my own teammate. It's just, you can't get up. Well, unless...
You try to.
You try to.
One of your teammates tipped you upside down unless you...
straight away.
Oh my goodness. How long do each of these matches last for?
Each one, well, on the day we did it about 10 to 15 minutes because we were there filming it too, and we didn't want the guys to get too puffed out and all that, but...
So it's
yeah.
quite exhausting then.
Yeah, especially for a big guy such as myself.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
really exhausting.
So you'd recommend it to other people?
Yeah, I would recommend it to other people.
Lots of fun. A good way to beat your mates up without hurting them.
Excellent. Well, it's definitely on my to-do list to take a look at some other things happening around Melbourne. Stay tuned. Gents, this is a delicious way to spend a day in Melbourne.
Yeah, it is actually. It's really nice and fun.
These chairs though, this is awesome.
Oh yeah. It's a good place to sit
You
down.
guys look super chill.
Yeah.
What's your favourite nightlife spot?
I haven't really got one yet. I haven't quite decided. I'd say Club 23 probably my favourite.
Are you new
Classy.
to Melbourne?
Yeah, somewhat.
Where are you from originally?
Adelaide.
Oh, do we win? How does Melbourne rate against Adelaide?
Yeah, it's much better. It's bigger, more fun, more atmosphere. Can't go
Awesome.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I just enjoy all the variety, I suppose, of cultures and food.
People, everybody's nice. It's springtime now in Melbourne, so it's way better than Sydney, by the way. If this is like Melbourne versus Sydney, we got you covered.
Hey again, and welcome back to our last segment of Melbourne 22. We've listened to a little bit of jazz, we know a bit more about what most people like to do around Melbourne, and we had some exciting moments playing bubble soccer, but that's not all. To finish off today's show, we have the pleasure of talking with the South Sudanese singer, Jay Hack. Jay Hack, thank you so much for joining us in studio today.
Thank you to Eliza for having me.
Now, when did you move to Melbourne?
I moved to Melbourne in 2006. When I came to Australia, I arrived in Adelaide, which is South Australia, and I have been there for 2 years. Then I came to Melbourne, as I said before, in 2006.
Great.
So
and
I've
how
been
long
here.
have you been performing music for?
I've been starting my music in 2010.
Right.
And not only on that, I used to sing in traditional way before I put it in a music, in a guitar and piano.
Traditional sort of African type song?
Yes, African
Okay.
type of song.
Great.
Yes.
Now, I know a lot of your songs are driven by politics and the changes that you'd like to see in your country, but the song that you're playing us out with today is a romantic one. It's
Yes.
sung in your native language. Can you give us a rough translation of what it's about?
Okay, yeah. About my romantic songs is that when I married my wife, in our culture, it's not only one man that can go to the lady. It's about 10 men, and they make competitions.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I make competition with one of the people, and then I win the lady, I win my wife. So and I try to please her. So I create that song, saying that before you were not born, you were mine.
Oh.
So which means
All the girls in Melbourne just melted right now, I think.
yeah. So I say that even though I can't place you with what I can say, it's already God has planned it, you to be mine.
Oh, that's so
And
beautiful.
that's why I win you through the 10 men that were making
Wow.
competition with me.
You beat 10 men to your one woman. I think that's
Yes.
pretty special.
Yes.
How fantastic. Now, some of the songs that you write, obviously influenced by your country. Melbourne music, how does that influence you at all? What do you like about Melbourne music?
Actually, when I start to launch my first CD. I launched it here in Melbourne, and when I launched it, more than 2,000 people came, and I launched it in Whitehorse, and a lot of people came, and I see that there is encouragement from my community that they actually like my music, and that encouraged me to do more. So I have out three albums at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'll ever sing anything in a English language?
Not yet, but I composed about 3 songs in English.
Wow.
And haven't been launched yet.
Well, it's on its way, I'm sure. To take us out this afternoon, we've got Jay Hack with his romantic song. You can check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Melbourne22, hashtag Melbourne22. I'm Lisa Williams. Have a great evening.
Kom koita akiran batomi kuran ban nigera liu penyam kule ben kungotu adan bokule kungotu watang nelle jaya le kulej akol kuwer nitinke licha kuboku medwan nimyale jangulay nelle wudalay amku jele balwel kidien nyay enier kan nyar kupiato wonwon kupiato babando kupiato mamado kupiato wonwon ngajani Jalega janya, piado wodo gajanya, piado kerjo gajanya, piado fine one gajanya, piado one gajanya, piado jalega janya, piado one gajanya, inagolaya nagola no, inagolaya nagola nyana banwoda, inagolaya nagola Piado modo gajani nyara, piado mama gajani nyara, piado wunwan gajani nyara, piado wunwan gajani nyara, piado piano gajani nyara, piado bandwan gajani tiara.